Hi friends, thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be talking about the drugstore products that did it better than the mid-tier / high-end alternatives, because we all know that you don't need to spend a lot of money on a full face to look good. I am wearing almost all of the products that I'm sharing with you today on my face. I will have everything I use listed in the description box down below, so without further ado, I did eyes first today, and I am wearing two of my ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadows. I think these are better than the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows, also the Too Faced Glitter Single eyeshadows, and the Kaja Eye Bentos. Specifically, the Too Faced and the Kaja formulas are super flaky. I like the Urban Decay Moondust. Some of them can be really scratchy and dry, and I just feel like for $5 or $6 to basically get the same exact effect, you really cannot go wrong with ColourPop Super Shock. I am wearing two shades today, so I put my bronzer in my crease and then started off with the shade Amaze just all over. And then I went over top with the shade Frog just right in the center to add a little bit more dimension and shine. These do have fallout, so I do recommend to do your eyes first when working with these. Next, I went in with a gel eyeliner. This one is from the Ulta Beauty collection. Their gel eyeliner formula is so slept on and so underrated. My favorite shade is Chocolate. That is my favorite brown pencil eyeliner of all time. These are very comparable to the Too Faced Killer line gel eyeliners and very similar to the Persona 24-hour waterproof eyeliners. I do much prefer these to basically every single other pencil eyeliner that I have outside of the LA Girl neon pencil eyeliners. I like this way better than the Rem Beauty At the Borderline kohl eyeliners. Those are really stiff and really hard to take off and also get payoff. This is super creamy. It does partially set down, definitely not as much as like the Urban Decay ones, and I much prefer these over the Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pencils. Those are drugstore as well, but if you're in the market for a gel eyeliner, I would completely avoid the Pixie ones. Those are also really super stiff and tug at your eyes. This one is not the longest wearing, but it's very easy to remove. It's great in the waterline, great to tightline, great on the lid. Just overall a very easy, smudgeable, user-friendly formula. I also want to give a shout out to the NYX Epic Ink eyeliners. The black color has been a repurchase in my collection for many years. I've gone through probably 4 of those, and they recently came out with more neutral colors. I have this one in the shade Graham Cracker, which is a beautiful light brown. These are very comparable to the popular KVD tattoo liners and also the Stila All Day Waterproof eyeliners. I like these way better than the Stila ones because they don't bleed and seep into all the fine lines on your face or your hands. They are also super budge proof like the KVD ones, but do not tug at your eyes at all. In some ways, this is better than the Urban Decay Ergonomic eyeliners just because these ones don't dry out as quickly as the Urban Decay ones. Very budge proof. I am wearing a strip lash today, can you believe it? But this is one of the best strip lashes you can find at the drugstore. They are from NYX. They are their jumbo false lashes in the style Wispy Flutter. Unfortunately, I do believe they are discontinuing these because all of the styles available at Ulta are on sale right now. They are $6 right now, very affordable. They are still available on NYX's website. However, this specific style in Wispy Flutter is not available at Ulta. These are comparable to the Velour Effortless line and also their Plant Fiber line, but I find that these last so much longer than the Velour lashes. Also, much prefer these over House of Lashes. The band is basically invisible, very similar to my favorite like Kiss and Ardell lashes, and the style is just so fluttery, so soft and fine. And even though I'm not into strip lashes anymore, I'm out of practice with applying strip lashes, these were so easy to apply and they're very unclockable. You cannot see the band whatsoever. Next product is an oldie but a goodie. I've spoken about this so many times over the past 3 years. It is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzer. I use the shade Day Trip. If you are of a medium olive skin tone, this is an excellent shade if you want to look super ultra bronzed and sun-kissed, because it does have a red undertone. I really like to wear this mostly in the summer because it gives me that natural color that I get when I'm tan. This texture is very unique, so there's no high-end or mid-tier product that's exactly like this, but it is the most similar, I would say, to the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer. I think the Luminous Putty formula, both in the bronzer and the blush, is way better than the regular putty bronzer and blush formula. These do dry out a little quickly, regardless of which formula you get, so that's the only con about these. They're not glittery, you're not going to see any particles whatsoever. I just find that pearl mixed into the formula just makes them super easy to blend. I feel like I could do that with my eyes closed and not have any harsh edges. Let's talk about the blush that I'm wearing. This is a new product from Covergirl. It is their True Blend Skin Enhancer Blush Balm. This texture is very, very unique. I honestly have never tried a stick product like this one, but I would say the closest comparisons would probably be the Tarte Maneater Silk Stick Blushes or the Nude Sticks Matte Blush Stick formula. It has a very thin, velvety, slightly silicone-y texture, extremely blurring. My cheeks are glowy because I'm wearing a highlighter, but this is more of a soft matte slash satin finish, and this wears an incredibly long time. I wore it for probably 12 hours yesterday, and it had not faded that much by the time I took my makeup off. It's really good for oily skin, but I do have dry skin, and it never looks dry or emphasizes any lines or texture on my face. It grips really well to the skin, so I can see myself wearing this a lot during the summer. And this color in Nude Flush is the best, most natural, everyday kind of pink. The ingredient list is also excellent, so if you have sensitive skin or if you're very picky with ingredients, this one is alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and essential oil-free. So overall, very impressed with this new formula by CoverGirl. Next is the product that inspired this whole video. It is the e.l.f. Brow Laminating Gel. I have not been able to put this down and haven't even touched my Rare Beauty Brow Gel in probably a week, which is saying so much because you guys know that I have repurchased that Rare Beauty Brow Gel and that is my ride or die. But low-key feel like this e.l.f. one could be taking its place. It's very similar to the Kosas Airbrow, specifically the clear version, but comparable in terms of how they lay your brows down and how long wearing it is to like the Patrick Ta Laminating Brow Gel and of course the Rare Beauty Laminating Brow Gel. It doesn't leave any white cast, although it does look white when it comes out of the tube. As long as you don't over apply, you'll be fine. I like that it comes with a nifty little comb. This brush is actually very useful. This is not one of those products where it comes with an extra tool that's basically pointless and that you never use. I actually use the brush that comes with this, and it lays down the tails of my brows even better than my Rare Beauty Brow Gel. It's not crunchy. I honestly can't even feel it in my brows. So overall, for the price and everything, this is blowing all the other more expensive brow gels out of the water. This product has been around for years, but it is still such a good, affordable brightening powder. The Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I like this better than the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Powder. There aren't a lot of brightening powders right now on the market, but the Charlotte Tilbury one is marketed as brightening. However, I do not like that one underneath the eyes. And I do use this Essence one mostly underneath the eyes, sometimes in the center of my forehead and the center of my face to add a little bit more dimension. But I do prefer this over the Charlotte Tilbury and also over the Pat McGrath powder, just because it never makes my under eyes look dry and it sits very thinly underneath the eyes, and it's not chalky and too pigmented where it can ruin your makeup or just look like it's sitting on top of your face. Can't beat it for the price. I have a lip liner to share. This is one of my favorite lip liner formulas and definitely in the drugstore realm. I have been obsessed with the NYX Line Loud lip pencils. I finished up my Global Citizen. There is nothing left in there. But my favorite shade, the one that I'm wearing today, this is in Sassy. This is my second one. That's how much I love this lip liner. It is basically the same as the Glossier lip line. So if you have been interested in the Glossier lip line, but you're not willing to spend $18 on a lip pencil, just go ahead and get the NYX one. The formula is exactly the same. It's got an airy, whipped kind of texture that glides on the lips extremely easy, but it's not overly creamy like the Fenty Beauty ones, and it's not too stiff like their suede matte lip pencils, but they do set down. So this is great to put underneath a gloss or a lip oil. This is definitely a hot take, but I way prefer this over the very popular Charlotte Tilbury's lip cheats. I'm just saying, I just feel like the lip cheats are basically this, but not as long wearing and like 3 times the price. A great bonus with anything from NYX Cosmetics is you know they're gonna have a great shade range, so there's definitely going to be something for everyone. I'm wearing the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil on top of that NYX lip liner. This is in my favorite shade, Jam Session. This is one of my favorite glossy lip products of all time. I've used this to death. I've put a huge dent in this, and this is comparable to the popular Dior lip glow oils or the Clarins lip comfort oils. The e.l.f. ones are thicker than the Clarins ones, but don't feel as balmy as the Clarins ones. The Clarins almost feels like a lip gloss lip oil mixed together. This one feels like a true lip oil. It's very thick, but not goopy at all. And I prefer this over a lot of other lip oils. Like a mid-tier version is like the Rem Beauty Essential Drip Lip Oils, which I absolutely despise. So don't go for those. Also, I like these better than another drugstore alternative, the Milani Fruit Fetish Lip Oils. Those ones smell and taste horrible to me, and they also dried out my lips. So definitely steer clear of those and go for these instead. And another higher end lip oil that you should pass over and stick to the e.l.f. is the Merit Shade Slick Classic Hydrating Tinted Lip Oil, not to be confused with their other lip oil formula, which is the Sheer Gelée formula. But the Classic Hydrating one basically does nothing. Like, I truly feel like that one is such a scam, such a waste of money, because it is so thin and it's not hydrating enough, and it basically disappears into nothing after eating and even after just talking after a couple of hours. But speaking of Milani, they do make one of my favorite lip stains of all time, and this is the most staining stain product I have in my collection. It is their Color Fetish Hydrating Lip Stain. I will give a swatch. This is in the shade Mauve Mentality. It has a beautiful shine. This does wear off after eating and drinking. I wouldn't say these are hydrating, but I wouldn't say that they're drying either. They're very neutral on the lips, and I do prefer these compared to the Fenty Beauty Poutsicle lip stains and also the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oils. A very similar texture to the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oils, but not drying like the Rare Beauty ones. And these ones really mesh well with your lips. I find that the Rare Beauty ones tend to just sit on top of the lips and they never adhere and really stain your lips. And I also prefer this way more than Benefit's Benetint. I find that Benetint can be a little bit difficult to use because it is also extremely pigmented, but that one I find really enhances every single little line in your lips, and also way prefer this over Rem Beauty's lip stain markers. I do not recommend those at all. This is one of the worst lip products I've ever tried in my life. And this is a drugstore alternative, but I do not like the e.l.f. glossy lip stains. I feel like those literally don't do anything. Similar to the Rare Beauty ones, they don't actually stain. They just feel like they sit on top, and it's basically pointless. They don't feel hydrating either. And here is what that stain looks like. Last drugstore product that I think is better than the more expensive alternatives is the Naturium Phyto Glow Lip Balm. I have 4 of these. I did get the Cafe collection, and I do have a swatching short on my channel of all of the shades, including this one in Spice. This is my favorite shade. Here's a heavy swatch of that shade Spice. These are super, super shiny and one of the most nourishing lip products I have in my collection, on the same level as my favorite REM Beauty Glossy Balm or like the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Glossy Balms. And these are so much better than all of the popular lip balms, in my opinion, like the Summer Fridays lip butter balms, which I'm not a fan of because those personally dried out my lips. The Naturium one, this one is even thicker than that one. This is the thickest lip balm in my collection. Also way prefer these over the Rhode Peptide lip tints. Now listen, I have my gripe about the Rhode one because they are so freaking gritty that it's very hard to enjoy that formula when every single time I put it on my lips, it feels like I'm rubbing sand or sugar in between my lips. Don't love that. And this is way cheaper and not gritty at all. I will say the only con about this product is something with the packaging. I would not leave this like in your car or anywhere where it's going to get really, really cold, because in the winter it is almost impossible to push this out of the tube. I also prefer this over the Tower 28 lip softies. Those are also pretty affordable, but I feel like those do not hydrate anything close to this, and these are pretty pigmented. They are a little bit more pigmented than the Tower 28 ones, definitely more pigmented than Summer Fridays and the Rhode ones. I've had this for at least 6 months and I still have quite a bit left to go. Here's a close-up of my full face. I used almost all drugstore / affordable products for today's look. I would love to know what drugstore products you think are better than the more expensive alternatives. If you want more Get Ready With Me's tutorials and other makeup teams, then like, comment, subscribe. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. And I will see you in the next